Hello, I'd like to share some information with you with regards to the coronavirus. The virus is generally a respiratory disease, and the symptoms that individuals that have had the virus are reporting to be fever, shortness of breath, and coughing. How does this virus spread? The virus spreads from person to person, and those are the reasons that social distancing has been requested so heavily by our county health officer. It is spread very quickly person to person in the air by either coughing or sneezing that can transfer in the air. Also, it can transfer from a object or surface when touched by the person that touches it, who then may then touch their face or their eyes or their nose or their mouth. So that is why it's so important to constantly sanitize. How do you protect yourself from the virus? The virus, best way to protect yourself, to protect your family and the community, is to avoid becoming into contact with that virus. And the ways to do that are to constantly wash your hands. The proper way to washing your hands is at least 20 seconds with soap and, if you can, hot water. If you don't have access to those, the option would be to do a sanitizer that is at least 60% alcohol. Another way to protect yourself is to avoid touching your face in general. Avoid touching your eyes, your mouth, your nose. Avoid coming into contact with other individuals that may be sick. Constantly disinfect surfaces and try to prevent from touching surfaces that are unnecessary for you to touch for the same reason. If you cough or sneeze, cover your mouth and your nose to try to prevent your cough or sneeze to travel into the air, as there are individuals that are asymptomatic and can transfer this disease without knowing so. In addition, the last thing we ask is that if you are feeling ill, that you stay home. Again, as mentioned, a lot of these items noted here, depicted here, are items that were mentioned in the prior slide. So again, to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect the community, please follow these steps to help the spread of the virus. There is no vaccine for the virus. The best way to protect ourselves from the virus is to decrease the spread, to wash your hands, to protect your face, to maintain your space, to cover your mouth, and to sanitize. This slide is simply to give an understanding as to the impact that the virus has had here in the state of California and more locally here in the city of Coachella. Currently, the number of individuals infected by the virus as of May 1st are identified as 131 in Coachella, and unfortunately we have lost 3 of our residents to the virus as of May 1st. And the numbers are continuing to increase. We have seen the curve slow from what it was originally projected, and that is thanks to the great efforts done by our members of our community and the county and the state and all of the individuals that are staying home to decrease the spread of this virus. But the numbers are still increasing. We continue to ask you to try to socially distance yourself to further decrease the spread of this virus. If you would like to be tested for reasons that you're either feeling some symptoms or you simply would like to be tested, the testing capacity here in the county and the state has increased to a level that there are a few options available if you are feeling symptoms or even if you are not feeling symptoms. One of those locations that is available is providing rapid testing, which will provide you the results very shortly after taking that test. And that location for that testing is on Dillon Road off of the 86 Expressway on the 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians property. A second location nearby that you can receive testing from is at the Riverside County Fairgrounds in Indio. And in order to be tested there, you simply need to call the number 1-800-945-6171. You do have to call in advance of arriving onto the site to be tested, but you can be tested with or without any symptoms. Thank you very much for your time. And again, we ask you to socially distance yourself as much as possible to prevent the spread of this disease.